Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan Dang and I'm a type 1 diabetic, and today I'm going to be making a tier list video for diabetic supplies. So today I decided I wanted to try kind of a more fun video instead of me just sitting there and talking about advice. I heard about this tier list from my friends, so I thought I'd give it a try and do it with the supplies that we use as diabetics. So I'm gonna try to be a little bit more creative and fun with this, so hopefully it turns out okay. If you guys have any questions or comments, please make sure to leave it down below and I'll be sure to give you a response. Thanks for watching. So I'll start out with the first supply, which are those little pump site caps. So I'm gonna put this into the final category, the F category, because honestly, I don't think that these caps do anything for anybody. They are so worthless. I don't understand why they exist. So I know when I was little, I would always be very careful and always use these pump site caps when I went into the shower, when I went swimming, everywhere, whenever it was going underwater or anything like that, whenever I came into contact with water. I remember when I was 10, I went to a diabetic camp and I was talking to these girls and we were all about to go swimming, and I said, wait, we need to put on our pump site caps. And all of them looked at me and said, what is that? And I thought that they were kidding, but apparently nobody really uses it. So I know we probably should be using it to be safe and because it's given to us. However, if I'm being honest, they are completely worthless to me and I can't remember the last time I used one, unfortunately. So I feel like they're just kind of wasted plastic that's added in. So that's my opinion on the pump site caps. If you guys think that they belong in a different category, be sure to leave it down below. The next supply I'll be talking about are pump sites and reservoirs, which I'm going to be putting in the A category. So I think that pump sites and reservoirs are extremely important. We use it all the time, but maybe it's not our favorite thing, which is why it's not being put in the S category. So I think that because they are so useful and we basically need it to survive and they are keeping us alive, I think that they are very viable and we should be thankful for them. Along with that, I'm going to be putting insulin into the A category because insulin is really important. Even though insulin costs a lot and us diabetics have to deal with that whole debacle a lot, I think that insulin is really important and I'm very thankful to have it so that I can stay alive and healthy. Next up are those medical ID bracelets, which I'm going to be putting into the B category. So I never really thought that they were important and I thought, who really wears them? But I think that they actually are really important to wear because it could save your life one day and it's not that hard to just put around your wrist. So I would highly suggest looking into medical ID bracelets if you don't have one yet, because it could save your life and it could help you in a dangerous situation and it's not that cumbersome to wear. Next up, I'm going to be talking about sensors and continuous glucose monitors, which I will be putting into the S category because I think that they're just that important. So I think that sensors are just the greatest thing and invention for diabetics because that has saved me so much everything. I really like sensors, and if you've seen my channel or any of my other videos, you know that I am a strong advocate for them because I think that there's just such a crazy innovation that we're able to see our blood sugar at all times, we're able to track it and monitor it so much better. So I'm really thankful for that, which is why I think that they are the most viable thing and they deserve to be in the S category. So along with that, I'm going to be talking about test kits now, which I think deserve to be in the C category. So before I would have put test kits maybe up there a little bit more. However, with the invention of sensors and me using it more often, which is basically all the time, I think that test kits have become a little bit more irrelevant to my life, even though that they are important for diabetics, obviously. But I found that because of the sensor, I don't test my blood sugar even close to as often. And I think that while they are essential for our health and well-being, they aren't super viable. So next up, I'm going to be discussing the Sharps container. So I don't know if you guys use this, and I used to have to use those Sharps container when I was younger, but I think that it deserves to be in the F category, the lowest one, because if I'm being honest, I should be using these Sharps container. However, I don't because I am lazy, and that's all I have to say. I just think that it's not really realistic for my life and I just don't use them. So even though I wish it could be higher up there, I'm going to have to put it into the F category today. Next up are those things called lancets. So those needles that we use to test our blood sugar, which I'll be throwing into the E category. So I used to change my lancet every single time I tested, but now I go through at least probably 30 to 50 to 100 strips with one lancet, which is so gruesome and not good and not healthy and not clean. However, hopefully I'm not the only one that does that. That's lazy, but because of my realistic relationship with lancets, I'm gonna have to put them into the E category for today. Next up are sugar tablets, which I'll be throwing into the D category. So even though sugar tablets are extremely useful and essential, especially in those emergency lows, I hate them so much. I hate the taste of sugar tablets. Sometimes I give sugar tablets to my friends to let them try it out to see what it's like to be a diabetic, and they always say that they like it and it tastes like candy, but I personally cannot stand the taste of sugar tablets. It just repulses me and it hurts so much to have to eat them. So I would rather eat a sandwich at 3 a.m. at night if I'm just getting up than have to put one sugar tablet in my mouth, because it is just so bad, which is why I'm putting it down there into the D category. Next up are alcohol swabs and IV swabs, which I'll be also throwing into the D category, because before, when I would put on new pump sites, I would always, put some IV prep around the area. Then one day I couldn't find my IV prep. This was a couple years ago, and since then I have never used it, which is bad, but I just don't think that they're actually really essential for anything, which is why I think it's kind of down there on the list. Next up, I'll be talking about tape. So those sensor tapes, I'll be putting those into the A category because I think that they are essential. Without them, my sensors would not be able to last even a day or two probably. So these tapes are just so helpful in keeping my sensor life long and helping me be able to use a continuous glucose monitor. Last thing I'll be talking about today are those blood sugar log books, if any of you remember what that is, and you probably don't, which is why I'll be throwing it into the F category. So those blood sugar log books, I remember when we're all first diagnosed, the doctors give it to us to have a little log to keep everything in, but if we're being honest here, which is what we're trying to do, none of us use it, maybe for the first week of being a diabetic, but since then I think it just got stashed into everybody's coffee table or in the shed or in your garage, and we haven't seen it since then. So unfortunately, logbooks will have to be into the F category. So I hope this was kind of an interesting video. I tried to make it a little different today. I hope you guys are all doing well during this time, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have anything to say, please make sure to leave it down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!